Hey Alex, how's it going?
It is going. It's Circ Week.
Sounds like Shark
It's
Week,
like,
but
yeah,
yes.
it's Shark Week for circumcision. um, yes, it's a big week. I've been looking forward to this one, and excited to hear what people think.
Me too. This was a really fun one. So let's get into it. Why did you do this episode?
So, all right, there are two reasons why I like this was one of the first ones I wanted to do. I think the first is I think like many people, I've always sort of wondered about like American exceptionalism when it comes to circumcision.
Mm,
Like we are the only country in the world where the majority of, young baby boys are circumcised for non-religious reasons. So
yes.
there are Muslim countries where there are, sort of many Muslim countries where the majority are circumcised for religious reasons. But we are the
Right.
only country in the world that has where the norm, for the most part, is a non-religious circumcision. So I just wanted to understand that.
Yeah.
Are we just onto something that no one else in the world is like?
American exceptionalism.
Exactly. Like, are we just right and everyone else is like misguided, or what is it? So that was
Yeah.
like the driving force. I think the other piece of it is more personal, which I do get into in the episode, which is I had the experience. My wife and I had the experience, which I think a lot of parents have had, which is like, you're trying to get pregnant and then you're pregnant and it's just such a joyful, like overwhelmingly joyful experience. And then like 2 weeks later, you're like, oh my God, there's so many decisions that we have to
Right.
get on the same page about and that are
Yes.
like relatively high stakes. And for us, circumcision was the one where we just weren't really on the same page. I was like just sort of like assumed that we
Yeah,
would
took it as a
circumcise our
given.
son. Yeah, and as like a Jew and whatever. It wasn't like I'm not like a cheerleader for it, but like I just assumed we would. And my wife like was opposed, and we went back and forth. And we ended up circumcising our son, and you'll hear about it in the episode. But it was not a great experience. And
Yeah.
so since then, I've wanted to just investigate and take a deeper look.
Yeah.
So so we did it.
Well, yeah, you definitely took a deeper look. I learned this was not a topic I had, a ton of familiarity with, so I learned a ton, but what surprised you going through the episode?
I mean, I think the big thing that was surprising is what an interesting, like, ethical, philosophical question this is, and all the moral ambiguity. There's so many factors at play from
Yes.
like, medical data to the ambiguities of sexual pleasure and how important that is to do babies suffer and how much do they
Yes.
suffer? And so it just, I guess I was surprised at how interesting a topic it is and how like meaty it is from like from
Yes.
an ethical perspective.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And so when you think about what our listeners are going to get out of this, is that what you hope they take away too, or what's your hope?
I think my most tangible hope is I think this would have been a good resource for us as we were working through it, because there actually aren't a lot of great resources out there. They're like like most issues, there's deep polarization. You have
Yes.
certain elements of the medical status quo that are very pro-circumcision, but not deeply reflective in the way that
Yeah.
they support it. And then you have a rabid group of activists who have really the best name of any
Oh my
activist
gosh,
group.
that
Yeah,
was maybe the highlight for me.
yeah, they call themselves intactivists, which if you
So
didn't know,
good.
it's just so
So
good. It
good.
really, so many points to the intactivists. Shout out
I
to them.
agree.
So, but it's hard, like most things, to find a more sort of disagreement that is within those two extremes and that is rooted in evidence and science, but also brings in all the ambiguities and all the intuitions that are at play here. And so that was my goal. I hope it's useful to any expectant parents who are going to be having a boy, and perhaps it'll just be interesting to folks to listen to, and, you know, sort of think through their various decisions. So so that was it. And I hope people check it out. Would love to hear what people think. Would love to hear any feedback.
People should definitely let us know in the comments what they think and what they take away.
Yeah, I think it was a really good head-to-head showdown.
Awesome.
I have my other hype name. Should I do?
Yeah,
should I do
yeah.
them?
You need to do it.
Okay, all right. So this week on the disagreement, the rumble in the grundle. The rumble in the grundle. No, I got one more. All right, this week on the disagreement, the thrilla in genitilla.
Oh, Alex.
We're out. Thank you. Please listen. Let us know what you think. Thank you.